Hello and welcome to Two Girls, One Pod. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Crystal.
And before I forget, if you are listening to us now, why don't you just go on back up and hit that follow button wherever you listen to your podcast so that you will get our content first. And if you're listening to this episode, please also download it because that's how we can read our statistics on who's listening. So
Yeah,
do
we
that.
like that.
We like it. It makes us happy. We're like, look, we got 17 views this week. And it's very, very thrilling.
It is. And the funny thing is that like, even when it just stays consistent, we're still very happy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're like, oh my God, look, somebody listened to us somewhere. Right. So, and we have YouTube as well. So if you're watching and not listening, hi, first of all, we see you. Thanks for
And
joining.
you're welcome.
And
for
you're
this.
welcome. We did ourselves up tonight. We are looking gorgeous.
You might have. I didn't.
No, I didn't. I got my regular daytime makeup on. My what do you call it? Work
Your
makeup.
natural face.
But it looks very smooth. Like I my complexion always looks very, very clear in our videos.
It does.
That's because in my Zoom filters or whatever there is, I think I had like a face thing on where it kind of like blurs blemishes or something. Like I went in and did something and I was like, oh, I look nicer now. So I left it. So
I don't think I have that.
If you're watching and not listening, or if you're listening, go whatever. If you can't see me, imagine it. But basically this smooth face is actually full, especially over here. You can kind of see it through. I've got lots of blemishes. I'm quite a, there you go. I got some maskne. I'm a blemish gal.
I don't know, dude. It's just like, I feel like that's just like 30s. It's like, I didn't have them as a teenager, but now it's like, hey, you're premenopausal. Let's fuck shit up.
See, here's my beef. Here's my skin beef.
Okay.
I always like I hit puberty and then my face was like, hey, I'm gonna put a pizza party on your face. Like I hit puberty. Now I wasn't going around like with pimples that were bleeding. Like I knew people with bad acne. I didn't have it like bad, but I definitely didn't have it easy. So I had acne like when I hit puberty forever. I think my face started to clear up when I first went on birth control when I was like 18 maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it didn't last for a very long time. I don't have a great relationship with the birth control pill, but I still took it for 10 years. I didn't stop taking it until I was like 28, but I had taken like a lot of different pills over the years. And it was only those first couple of weeks that my face cleared up, or that first little like bit of time. And then my body got used to it. So I've always dealt with it.
Yeah.
And when I had scarlet, after I had scarlet, so like 2 years ago, my face kind of went normal. Like I was like, oh, I'm not breaking out all the time. It's almost like my hormones leveled off.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like, haha, I gave you a break for a couple of months and it's just back full blown again. But the fun part about it, I think I was telling you this the other day, is that so now I'm 33. So I haven't really had an acne break since I hit puberty. And now I'm getting wrinkles. So I went from acne to acne with wrinkles. So that by the time my face clears up, I'll just be wrinkly. And I'm like, that really just doesn't seem like a very fair trade-off to me, you know?
But that's how it is. That's like your 30s. It's like I told you. It's almost like you're hitting puberty again, but then also you have to think about anti-aging suddenly. And it's just like, and you need to catch it before it gets really bad.
You need to catch it before it starts.
Yeah. So I should have used anti-aging stuff in my 20s.
Yeah, right. So all you 20-year-olds, 15-year-olds listening, go get your wrinkle cream, get that retinol, start taking that collagen, whatever the fuck they call it, because it sticks up, or don't do anything and embrace it. Because that's the other thing. So like I laugh because I'm like, oh, these wrinkles here and this there and whatever. Really, for me, I just don't like my uneven like pimple skin tone for the most part when it comes to wrinkles and everything. Yes, I'm noticing them. Am I thrilled? No. But have you seen a lot of these celebrities who get the Botox and get like the facelifts and everything? Like they're kind of terrifying. So I'm okay with aging the way that I'm supposed to age. You know what I mean? Like I'll put on some creams, I'll wear some makeup, But like for the most part, I'm not gonna run out and get any filler or injections anytime soon. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just don't want to
I
look
gotta be honest. I'm getting to the point now where I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay, I have, what's today? Today is the 12th. So I literally have 12 more days. And then I'm going to be 39. And then I'm like, how many injectables can I fit in my face on one day?
See, I find that you have a very youthful look. Like I've never looked at you and thought that you even looked your age, right? Like
Why, thank
since
you.
I've known you, I thought you were at least my age.
Right. And you know what? I actually prefer to think I am your age.
You're my age. I'm considerably younger than you. So
Exactly.
you're my age and I'm 25.
Exactly. Right. Yes.
That's how it is.
Agreed. I think so.
I think that's good. But yeah, I don't know. I think what I'm going to start doing, because I feel like, I mean, it may be hormones, but I also feel like I've got a shit diet. Like we talked about this before. I've never had like a good diet. So I really feel like, or even like a consistent diet and exercise routine where I was eating, natural healthy foods that come from the earth, or, not chocolate bars every day. So yeah, so I'm thinking that what I should do, aside from getting a better skincare routine, because my skincare routine, anybody who's listening who knows what they're at with skincare, please don't hate me. Forever, it's been St. Ives apricot scrub. After I take off my makeup, I use like a cleansing makeup wash, and it's really just makeup remover. It's not a wash. I use that, and then I apricot scrub my face, and then I put on some like $4 drugstore lotion. That's my routine, night and day. So at least I'm washing my face.
I'm just saying this, like, for somebody who says that, you have a lot of like acne breakouts and stuff, I just want to point out to the fact that it probably looks worse to you than it does to anybody else, because whenever I see you without makeup, I think you're beautiful.
Well, I never said I was ugly, Crystal.
Fair. That's a good point. You're right.
I
misinterpreted that altogether.
Of course I'm beautiful.
Duh.
I didn't say I wasn't good looking. I said I had acne. Good looking people get acne too, Crystal. Who said it was ugly? So furthermore, on that point, now I'm just gonna go cry because Crystal thinks I'm an uggo.
I just said you weren't.
That's not what you meant.
It is what I meant.
What I think I'm gonna do for my acne, because I'm still hot, situation, I think I'm gonna start from the inside out. So I feel like maybe I should limit certain things that have been known to cause acne and blemishes and breakouts, like chocolate bars and excess amounts of sugar. So I'll start there, and then I'm gonna go. I think dairy was the next thing that people said could be a big cause. So I'm just gonna start eating healthy and seeing if there are some changes, and go from there.
Yeah.
And I have a new product ordered that I'm really excited about for my face, like one of these cleansing things, proper creams, and I mean, maybe it'll be a combination of both, and then I'll just be even sexier than I am now. Because as we discussed,
you already are. Right. Yes. Got it.
Whoever's listening to this, like, oh boy, guys, we're not as conceited as we sound. I mean, a little.
It's more like, yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with confidence. In fact, everybody should have it. You should have it. I should have it. Here's the thing. We're just fucking deadly. So
we're quite deadly.
Yeah, exactly. And I just sit down and I say, why not just own it? I don't want to feel bad about myself, and nobody else is going to make me feel bad about myself. So I'm going to make myself feel good.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what it is. And I feel too like
made no sense.
But there's something to be said about confidence. As I'm talking about confidence, I'm like flicking back and forth with my ring light to see what makes me look better. You're talking, I'm looking at me. So not conceited. But there is something to be said about a level of confidence, because I feel like you do need a certain level of confidence for everything in your life.
Yeah.
Like to be taken seriously, to know you need a sense of confidence and a sense, it's not so much that you're conceited or cocky, like, oh, look at me, I'm the shit. Cause like, believe you me, we all have our flaws and we all know our flaws better than anybody else. Mm-hmm. And we know the flaws that people don't even think about. Like we are our own worst critics, right?
Yeah.
But sure. You also need to push that aside and know your worth and know that, you know, despite whatever flaws you think you have, or somebody else thinks you have, like you're worthy of love, you're worthy of like greatness, your good things should happen to you. And that's every single person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's, we focus so much on looks and like comparison, how someone's supposed to act, that we can kind of like get embarrassed about, oh, I don't want to say I'm beautiful. I don't want to say I think I look good. I don't like, you know what I mean? Like we're in the age of the selfie and I say, bring it on. Take the selfies, give me the butt poses and all this fucking shit, because if it makes you feel good about yourself, then it's what you should be doing. Just period. No?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the sad part about it is that truth be told, you know, like we're all human, but when I post pictures of myself, I'll pick myself apart.
Always.
Right? Which is awful.
Yeah.
Why should I do that? I guarantee you that you don't look at a picture of me and pick me apart.
Well, I mean, sometimes, but no, I'm just kidding.
It's fair. You know, depends on what you're wearing, Crystal. Yeah, do like you look like shit? What's happening here?
You've got a podcast to represent. I mean, I will pick you. No, I'm just like, we don't. We look at pictures of other people and we're like, yeah. Actually, we don't really do anything. We look at pictures of other people and we go like, and keep scrolling. Let's be real. We're not sitting down analyzing your picture.
I'll be honest. Most of what I notice is, and I take notice to everybody's pictures. I'll be like, oh, wow, sure. Her smile looks really nice like this, or her hair looks amazing today, or look at that amazing outfit. How come, like, you know what I mean? I do that a lot. That's what I look at when I look at other people's pictures, or I'm just like, man, I would have never thought to put those two items together as clothing. But now I'm like, I need to buy all of those things.
I do the same thing when it comes to clothes. Cause shocker, guys, for anybody who watches our YouTube videos, I'm not great with the fashion in my,
no, me either.
Who calls this my Dwight shirt? Cause it's like a mustard color shirt.
Yeah. I love mustard.
I'm obsessed with
the color and the condiment.
This was my a $5 Walmart shirt that I bought like 2 years ago. Nice. And I wear it around the house all the time. And it's one of my favorite tops. So and I'm comfortable.
I'm going to show you what's on the go here.
Listeners, so first off, I'll describe it to you.
Describe it in great detail. So I've got like a tank top on.
All I see is boob.
Yeah. But I can't show you. I don't know if you can see. These are literally
American Eagle.
American Eagle, full with paint. Yeah, there's paint all over them. Bought these. I can't even tell you how long ago I bought these.
First of all, it's American Eagle, so it was at least 12 years ago.
And I wonder, was it that time that we went shopping? Yeah. Like Harper was 10 years ago. So, I mean, was it that time? It was definitely Boxing Day sales. And I'm thinking it was that time that we went shopping on Boxing Day. And then I got stuck in traffic on the way home.
Do you know why I'm so mad about, like, no, I'm not mad, but I bought 2 hoodies that day. It's sad that I can remember it. This is 10 years ago, but I bought 2 hoodies that day from Aeropostale. I don't even know if Aeropostale here anymore, but one of them was,
I think it's in Blue Notes.
Is it in Blue Notes now? Yeah. One of them was a bright yellow hoodie, and it was a zip up hoodie, and I had a black one. I think I only threw my black one out recently, but I really like that yellow one, and I still don't know where it is. And now I'm sad again.
See? Yeah, like I still have the hoodie that goes with this. I wore these particular pants and the hoodie the day of my bodybuilding show, or the night before, right? Yeah, I had the whole tracksuit situation happening. These are now my painting pants. They have every color that is in my house all over them.
But see, that's good because like I recently was trying to do a purge through my clothes, and I had so many outfits that I kept saying, well, I'm going to keep this for painting. I'm going to keep this for painting. And I'm like, you don't need, first of all, you don't need any quote unquote painting outfits. You really don't. Because the amount of times that you're actually, unless you're a painter, if you're a painter, you should probably have some painting outfits. But like for me, the amount of times that I'm going to paint my house, maybe once a year, maybe. I don't need to keep specific clothes because they're good for painting in if I get them ruined. What I need to do is just have my regular clothes, throw out stuff that I don't like anymore. And then when it's time for me to paint, go, is there anything in here I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of paint on? You know what I mean? Like, why am I just, my big thing is like pack ratedness. I have a hard time throwing things away. So I'm really working on declutter. And it's hard too, because we've been renovating. So like stuff just piles up and then you just, it's kind of gets overwhelming. You don't want to throw anything out because you just like, don't want to deal with it. So, you know, I kind of get like that with my clothes and I'm like, I need to stop doing that. I need to just keep like what either looks good or I wear because it's comfortable, not just keep stuff because, you know, maybe
I might fit into it sometime.
Or that. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to fit into this again. Like, no, Melissa, your size 26 jeans that you bought when you were 112 pounds and doing a bodybuilding show in a week, probably not going to fit you again. But to be honest, like, oh,
I don't ever want to be that.
Get that size. I don't want those jeans, but I have them. They're still here somewhere.
Oh no, man, I got rid of mine. Like I can still remember having to go out and buy them after that. And I was like, first time in my literal life, okay, that I was in a size 4. Well, especially not so much in my whole life, obviously, but in my adult life.
Yeah.
That I was a size 4. Yeah. And I was just like, once I moved back up to the 6, and then I was like, well, we're never going back there again.
Yeah. It's tiny. Like it's tiny.
It wasn't sustainable for me. Like even right now, you know, with all of the activity that I'm doing, and I'm not eating awful. I'm just eating what I feel like eating whenever I feel like eating it, more or less.
For me, that's awful. Because for me, it's like chocolate bars every 10 minutes. But yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I had a Charleston Chew last night, and I ate a piece of gluten-free cake yesterday. But I also like ran 10K the day before, and I didn't overdo it on turkey dinner, which I normally would because, well, for starters, because I had to cook my own fucking chicken, so that I didn't die.
Right. Yeah. Because of your gluten.
Right. So. You know, so I didn't have the stuff that normally would be like really bad, like, you know, a pile of friggin' bread stuffing, you know what I mean? Like all the carby stuff. So, you know, I ate sensibly all weekend, more or less, but I also did that because I was just like, okay, well, I just ran 10K. I don't need to like gorge myself, but I can eat, you know what I mean? Absolutely. So I just at this point, but the point is that my, like where I am is just, there's just a constant. There might be like 1 or 2 pounds up and down, but my body feels very comfortable in this 150 zone.
Good. I was just going to ask you, like, how are you feeling these days? Like with all of your activity and like, doesn't it feel good to be like, okay, this is my body. I love my body. Like this is where it is. You've got your activity that you're doing and you're not doing it to try to lose weight. You're running because you enjoy it. You've got goals. You're eating because you're hungry. You're having a snack when you're in the mood for a snack without feeling guilty about it. Like, how does that feel?
Deadly.
Because I'm not there yet. So how does it feel? Please describe it to me.
I don't know. It's just this weird shift that kind of happened. I don't know. And I think it probably started with the running because
I think so.
You know, like honestly, and I actually, I guess I kind of said it to Steph when we were running one day. Like she said, you know, it kind of clears her head. And I was just like, well, I said, I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm out there, it's like my mind is running all day long, 24/7 with 5 million to-do lists and whatever. And it's almost like it's the only time that my body catches up with what my mind is doing.
Right.
That's the only way I can describe it. So it suddenly feels like I'm centered.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But I mean, it's
right?
obviously having the right effect on you. And you've always wanted to run. Like you've always been a runner, but you've been like I'm a runner, but I don't believe that I'm a runner. So I'll go for a run sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was. It was kind of like it was always I want to be a runner, but I didn't think I was a runner.
Right.
Right. But now I'm just like, I'm a runner.
Absolutely.
I run. It may not be fast, but I do it.
You got up Sunday morning, Thanksgiving weekend, when everybody else was like overindulging from the night before and into that day and into the next day, and ran 10 fucking K. Like me and Tina were talking to you the night before, and we were like kind of like good luck. And I was pouring up a glass of wine. I was like, I'm going to have this wine and I'm going to go to bed. And then I overindulged on Sunday and then again yesterday. And I was looking at your pictures and I was like, man, I am so proud of Crystal. Like I felt like I accomplished something because you ran 10K on Sunday morning. So thank you for that. Because I felt
welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. No, it was good. And it did like, it felt like I accomplished something. Well, I did accomplish something because like I had set a goal. We had ran the course the week before. So I knew I could run it in 64 minutes. And then I ran it in 62 minutes and 40 seconds. So I was pretty pumped considering the weather was much shittier. It
was awful.
It was raining. It was so windy. Yeah, it was a good time. But listen, I did it and I was back here by 9:30. I was having a coffee and putting on a turkey and it was all good.
Like, and how much better did your day go? Like cooking Jig's dinner and like having your Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But how much better did you feel to be up and have so much accomplished before like 9:30 in the morning?
Yeah, it was deadly.
Like it's way better than like sleeping in, waking up groggy. Oh, now I got to go haul everything out and get started on supper. You're like, I'm already awake and I feel great.
Yeah. It was good. I gotta say, like, it was a very good feeling. And like I said, now I just feel, I don't know, I started with the running, but like now I don't know, things just clicked.
Yeah. You're in the zone. Like you're the habit that we have been talking about forever. You're there.
Yeah.
You're creating that new habit, like, which is fantastic. And like, that's why one of the reasons why I like to get my exercise in first thing in the morning. My problem is the habit of going back to bed that I'm working on.
Yeah.
But speaking of exercise, I do want to segue to this because I know we were going to talk about something serious today and like, whatever, we can talk about that another day. Because let's see here now. I had quite an eventful, so I was on the treadmill.
Right.
And I get a random text message that comes in. And it's like, hi, or hey, with a smiley face. So I'm like, no, I'm exercising, like fucking whatever. Like it comes up on my watch. I'm not dealing with it right now. Like my phone is going off all the time. So I do need to have my me time.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
This was my me time. And now I didn't get up and do it this morning. So this is my lunch break. I'm not answering calls right now. I'm exercising. And then I get another message that comes directly after it. And I won't say the person's name, but it says, oh my God, blank. I swear I am harder than a hockey puck right now and don't know how much longer I can hold off at this point. Yeah, that was the, now it wasn't my name. It was I'm guessing a female's name, but yeah, that was the message that came through. So I fucking nearly fell off the treadmill when I read that. Because first of all, I'm like, holy shit. And then I'm like, who says harder than a hockey puck?
A hockey player?
Like, so good. Like, so good. And then I was thinking, okay, is this some kind of weird perverted game where like they text a random number to see if somebody will engage? Because you know what I mean? And then I was like, is a dick pic gonna follow this if I respond? But I was also like, I really want to respond, but like something Melissa about it.
Right.
So I wrote back and said, really? I just had a massive shit. Got the run so bad. I'm blaming the turkey. So, and I mean, listeners, I will follow up with these screenshots. I'll bleep out the names and everything, but I'll certainly follow up with these screenshots so you can enjoy yourself. But anyway, this guy says, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear it." And I'm thinking, does he not realize? Because it's not even an area code that I live in. Like we're in Newfoundland and we have a 709 area code. This area
it's
code was
legit
not.
the other side of the country.
It's 8
it
hours.
actually is.
Yeah, I said 8 hours away. No, it's far away.
It's like, yeah.
Jesus, I'm dropping everything. I'm getting all excited now talking about it. So anyway, it was so funny. So I was like, man, I gotta like, I'll kill his boner. Like, let's start talking about some shit.
Yeah.
Later. So that's what I wrote back. He said, "I'm sorry to hear it." And then I'm like, okay, he still doesn't realize that this area code is like the wrong one. So I said, "Probably gonna be on the toilet all day. It burns like a son of a bitch too." I'm like, he has to realize I'm not his friend or his girlfriend or whatever by now. He says, "I actually can't tell if you're joking or not." So I do a poop emoji. I say, "Hole burned right off me, man." Like, too much gravy yesterday. Maybe I should stop eating gluten. I thought about you when I wrote that one, Crystal. We've had some conversations about the effects of gluten if you shouldn't be eating it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he writes back and says, "That sounds really intense. I'm sorry for laughing." I'm thinking like we're having a conversation. This guy has not realized that I'm not the person he's trying to text. And he's trying to text and like, I guess, get a little bit of like action going.
Yeah.
About like the runs. And he's just being genuinely like concerned.
Like super nice. Okay. I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah. So then I'm like, okay, I've had enough. Like I kind of feel bad at this point. So I said, okay, it's okay. I'm laughing pretty hard myself. Then I said, "You should check the number you're texting. Hope you get to see her soon." And I said the name. And then hours later, so I assumed when he didn't write back that he was like, "Oh my God, I was texting the wrong number the whole time. I can't believe I said that to a stranger across the country, blah, blah, blah." Anyway, fucking nothing comes back. Hours later, like, I mean, like 4 or 5 hours later, I get a message that says, "Wait, this really isn't blank. Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, dude. So this whole time I'm assuming that like he has texted this person before. I said, "No, you texted the wrong number. No worries. I thought you realized that when I started talking about poop, but all good. You know, it happens, whatever." He says, "This is so fucking embarrassing, even though you did have me laughing reading your text." I'm like, okay, I'm happy. I'm spreading joy. I said, "It's really nothing at all. It gave me a good laugh. It happens, right?" Expecting that now we're done.
Yeah.
He said, "Honestly, I was really confused when you started doing that." I'm like, are we friends now? What is happening here?
You might be.
He said, you had me laughing. And in all honesty, it killed my heart on, which I really needed." Yeah. So there's the detail that we all wanted. So you're welcome, random number, for your boner killer today.
You're welcome.
So I just said, "It's all good, dude. Glad I could help." Like, killing boners for years now. Did he sense I was wearing my mustard shirt? Did he just know? Anyway, I said,
could he tell that you hadn't waxed your mustache recently?
Mustache? Is that what was happening? I said, "It's all good. Glad I could help." And he said, "Thanks. I'm kind of relieved that you're not feeling shitty too." And I'm like, okay, what is happening? Go away now. We're done. And then he asked if I knew the woman that he was trying to text. And I'm like, what? Like, we are in different provinces. He said, "I'm trying to figure out why she gave me this number." So then I thought about it and I'm like, okay, so he just met this person. She gave him a phone number. He started texting it thinking that it was her and it was me. So I just said, it's probably just a random number, or maybe you put the area code in wrong, because I don't know if you noticed it. We are in different provinces.
Right.
Have not heard from him since then. However, I have to bring up what has boggled me the most about this entire situation, but not even that he kept writing back, because I'm like, I just made a friend. But the thing that boggled me the most is like, you meet a woman, she gives you her number. The first thing you write is "Hey," immediately followed with, and I quote, I'm as hard as a hockey puck. Like, I know we're in Canada, but I'm as hard as a hockey puck. Who who says that?
I'm gonna start.
And who? My second follow-up question: who says that to someone whose phone number you just got? Like, I didn't even check back and be like, "Hey, sexy, how hard are you?"
Dude, maybe they had this conversation when they met.
I have so many questions.
Maybe they met at a hockey game. I was just like, what do they call those things that they do?
I just am so baffled, and I'm like, I'm gonna like, I kind of regretted telling you that story earlier today because I'm like, this is perfect pod conversation. But like, you know, it's been a long time since we were single. Like, when I was single, I don't even think, well, when you were single, the text message hadn't been invented. Like, or was just invented.
Accurate.
Yeah. So, you know, it's been a fairly long time since we have had to dip our toe in the old dating pool, should we say.
I don't fucking want to.
But can you imagine, you meet a guy, you're like, oh, here, take my number, you're super cute, whatever. And then he texts you, he's like, I'm hard as a fucking hockey puck, I can't even handle it, or some shit like that. I'd be like, like, wait for me to respond to your hey before you just dive right into this. Like,
I feel honestly that personally, I'm gonna tell Jason the story and hope he springs it on me sometime.
I should have wrote back about the shit, and I should have said, does that get your pecker hard? Because, you know, I haven't said that in a long time, and
Me either.
I want to say that again. But like, it just got me thinking. I was like, I have so many questions. I want to know, how long did he meet this woman? Did he maybe meet her on, like, I was about to say Grindr, but that's not right. Tinder.
No. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, did he meet her on one of these like sexy app? I guess they're sexy apps. When Tinder first came out and I heard about it, it was like a hookup app. So, but I also know people who met on Tinder and are in loving relationships now. So,
well, it depends on what you were looking for, right? Okay. So here's what I'm going to do.
Hard as a hockey puck, man. I'm as hard as a fucking hockey puck.
I'm gonna look this up.
Tinder?
No. The
phone number. I'm going to describe Crystal looking this up while we wait for some more audio content.
I'm basically going to Google the phone number.
Oh, I already did it.
Oh, didn't anything come up? It just came up that it was like
just where the province was.
Yeah, which I already knew by the area code.
And the area code that it is, it's so similar to our area code that I really think that it was probably a real woman who gave this man her real number, and that when typing in the one blah blah blah, he typed in like 2 digits wrong, because it's very, very similar.
I'm gonna Google your phone number with that particular
and see if you can find her.
Yes, because I feel like we have a duty to, like, I don't know, text her. Maybe that's what we should do. We should just random text this phone number with the area code and be like, hey, are you blank? Because
we want to know if you're as hard as a hockey puck. Well, but here's the thing, with the engagement that I've had from this fellow,
or if you're interested in somebody.
Exactly.
Right.
I feel like we could genuinely ask this man and he would probably tell us, right? I don't want to, because I already feel like I'm in a very thin line because he brought up his boner a second time after he knew that I wasn't the person.
Right.
Right. And he didn't know if, you know, like, I'm just kind of like, I don't really want to write this person back, because maybe he does think that we're friends now, and maybe I don't want any obscene pictures coming in. So I'm not going to ask him the questions that I have. I'm going to leave it. I'm so interested in it. I just thought it was so funny.
I just really want to text that number.
Well, I mean, maybe just not for the podcast. Or maybe.
Maybe.
All right, listeners, there may be an update. And listen, random guy and random guy's love interest. If you guys are fans of the pod and you are realizing right now that this story is about you, we want to hear from you. We want to know your love story. We want to share your love story for all of the world. Because listen, we're international. Okay. We've got people listening to us in the UK and friggin' what were some of those like crazy numbers we couldn't even realize? We were like, we're international. We're in all kinds.
I don't know.
We're like
everywhere.
We're epic. We're worldwide. So if you would share your story worldwide with us and our 17 countries, one listener in each country for our fans, then DM us, go on Instagram, DM us, or email us at the why effing not podcast at gmail.com.
Right.
And tell us your love story. We want to know.
Tell us the story. Right. Yeah.
Did you hook up first? And that was like a follow-up text to be like, hey, I'm still thinking about it.
Right. Are you a hockey player? Did you meet at a hockey game?
Mm-hmm. Maybe
how did this happen?
Maybe it's like that episode of, oh, I bet. Okay.
I
was going to say, maybe they watched Friends together and it was the episode where Ross got hit in the face with a hockey puck. And that's their inside joke. And then maybe he's like trying to be funny and break the ice and be like, I'm hard as a hockey puck, you know?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It was just probably trying to be cheeky. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Or maybe not.
No, I think he wanted her to respond with like, what are you doing to it? I don't fucking know. I don't know how to like, talk. I don't
right? It's like, great.
I want to use my stick.
Shoot it into my goal net.
What is sex talk for that? Come on. So like, hey, you got me as hard as a hockey puck right now. And you want to be like, do you want me to stick? Do you want me to do some shaft work on that or
shoot it at me? I don't know.
What are some hockey terms?
Dude,
Tina should have been on this podcast because she could tell us some hockey terms.
Tina, we need some hockey terms or girls from the Tomcats.
Mm-hmm.
Give us some insight. Give us some really great terms that we could use as a double entendre should we need to.
Well, I mean, I don't know when someone's going to text me again and tell me that they're as hard as a hockey puck.
Fair.
Rock hard, I've heard.
And at this point, we need to be prepared.
It also kind of makes me want to think of other pickup lines for hard genitalia.
Dude, I'm not really good at that, I don't think.
I feel like, I'm the queen of that's what she said. I could definitely think of some.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying that you couldn't. I feel like my go-tos would end up being like very awkward and basically just like me.
What's slap shot? Oh, you wanna slap shot that hard puck into my net?
Yeah, I don't know. No,
we're so sexy. We are
awful.
So sexy.
You're not good at this.
Oh, okay, listeners. Now that we've got you as hard as hockey pucks listening, I don't know. I just thought that was so funny. My big question was like, is that how men pick up women these days? Like, is that a genuine pickup line? And
probably
there's no pleasantries, you know. Hey, really enjoyed meeting you. Loved seeing you at that party yesterday. Thanks for your phone number. Please reply if this is really you. And then I can start talking about my penis. Like nothing. It was just straight to it.
Just right in there.
Yeah. Thinking about you. And you know what? It was first thing in the morning where that person was.
100% it was. Yep.
It was very early in the morning. Like not like
you just rolled over.
Yeah, like not early in the morning where it was like late at night, could still be considered night. It was like, you just
woke up. Yeah. Yeah, like it's like I'm on my way to get my coffee and put the pod in the Keurig and
I'm thinking, here's my theory. Okay, here's my theory.
Okay.
He met her last night at some kind of like a nightclub or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they had very, very strong immediate connection, lots of sparks, really intense make out. I don't know, maybe they hooked up in a bathroom at a club, something like that. This is my theory. And she was like, this is my number, and put it in. But because they were drunk, then the area code went in wrong.
Right.
And then he woke up first thing this morning. Maybe she put the number in his phone and
Could
put
be
her name there, so that when he went and texted it, he texted the name, didn't look at the area code or the phone number because he didn't punch it in himself. She was drunk. They were both drunk. They hooked up the night before. He woke up. First thing he was thinking about was how fucking great that tail was that night. And he's like, I got to tell her that she still has me hard thinking about how much fun we had. And that was the text message.
And they're both hockey players.
I don't think they're hockey players. I think that's just a bad euphemism. Is it euphemism? Did I say that wrong?
Yeah. No, euphemism. That's correct. Okay. You got it.
Euphemism.
Good job.
Really
Gold star.
Woohoo! 2 hockey pucks for you. Oh, hockey season is going to be fun.
Oh man. I still can't, I don't know. I just laugh.
That's their love story. That is 100% their love story. They met.
Definitely could be.
Good night. He woke up and texted her, and then maybe he was genuinely concerned because she started talking about having the shits, and he was probably like, it's probably from too much alcohol. Why is she talking about turkey? And maybe got a little confused. Maybe. But was also like, because he was genuinely concerned about it. He was like, I'm sorry for laughing, and all he did was LOL. He didn't like, I don't know. He didn't even send me a crying, laughing face emoji. You know,
maybe he was busting a gut though, behind the phone.
Busting a what?
Busting a gut.
Oh, a gut. Yeah. No, yeah. I think he was trying to bust something else.
Yeah. That's not what I meant. So anyway,
let's move on.
It was a funny story and I enjoyed it. And I was laughing so hard.
Oh yeah. How hard?
As a hockey puck.
Okay, listeners, we know if you haven't turned us off yet, we will carry on. But other than that, how was your Thanksgiving?
I was actually really good. Like, there was a whole lot of doing nothing. And I mean, after the 10K and the turkey dinner cooking. After that, literally did a whole lot of nothing. Saturday night, we took the kids to a movie. Not all of the kids, because Ethan doesn't like to be with us anymore.
Well, he's at the older teenage years now. So
yeah, to be fair, he was at a party for his friend. So
what movie did you see?
We went to see the new Venom movie.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
So our mutual friend Selena sent me a text after she saw that movie and said that the whole time she was watching it, all she could picture was my husband.
I could see it. And so
I had to look him up because when she said the actor's name, I was like, I don't know who that is. And I looked it up and I was like, I could see that.
Yeah, you could see it. And especially in that movie specifically.
Oh, now I saw the first one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he looks the same.
Yeah. But I wasn't watching it looking to see if he looked like Drew. You know what I mean?
The funny thing is I never saw the first one, which I know because we usually go to those, like any Marvel movie comes out. This is like a family affair.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I didn't see the first one because Jason took the boys to see it when it first came out. I don't remember what Harper and I were doing. I don't know if we had somewhere to be, if we had like a birthday party or I don't know, some other shit. But apparently we weren't going to that movie. So
wow. So but you went and like, I mean, it's not a hard movie to follow.
No, like you certainly don't need to see the first one in order to understand the second one.
Yeah.
But
I saw the first one. Me and my brother went. Like that's like your family affair is normally like, me and my brother usually go to see Marvel movies and Star Wars movies. Now, I was never a Star Wars fan. I know we just lost like half of our listeners. I was never a Star Wars
and fan. Your best friend.
Yeah, I know. But and I still don't like a lot of them. I feel like some of them I just need to see a bunch of times. For me, I'm very much like a Stockholm syndrome when it comes to certain movies. It's like I won't like it, but then if I watch it enough times, I'll just like it because I've seen it enough. I don't know. But like that's kind of how I was with The Princess Bride. Hated it.
Really?
Yeah. Now I could probably sit down and enjoy it. because I've just seen it a few times. But yeah, so with Star Wars, I didn't like it. I was never interested in like, I hated fantasy movies.
Okay, yeah.
Except for Harry Potter, but like who doesn't love Harry Potter? But anyway, yeah, I hated fantasy movies. And then but my brother loves the Star Wars movies. So we started a tradition a few years back where on his birthday, we would watch a Star Wars movie. And then they started coming out with these most recent trilogy or whatever it was. And they were good.
Yeah.
Like I really liked the three most recent ones, I guess they were. I liked it better than the originals, but keep in mind, not really a fan from the beginning. So maybe I'll go back and enjoy the originals. I don't know, but I'll tell you the one I fell asleep through is the one that was going on when I was a kid. Like my generation was like, I don't know if it was a Phantom Menace, the red face guy.
Yeah.
Those movies, we were watching it for my brother's birthday. I don't know which one it was, whatever one came out first. And I started to nod off on the couch. Yeah. So
Yeah, well, and I mean, again, I feel like it's a little bit of a generational thing too. So like, obviously the first ones came out while I was growing up. So before you were born, right?
It's hard to follow though.
I don't know. Like I feel like my dad started watching them when we were younger. So like my brother and I always used to kind of want to go to the video store and always rent the movie with the Ewoks when we were younger.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of how we started out, I think. But I also used to want to watch The Dark Crystal and I wanted to watch Labyrinth all the time. So
all of those movies, see, I didn't like I hated and had a genuine like fear of Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah, like when I would watch movies, fantasy movies where people were in like different lands or different realms or whatever, it always it made me anxious. Like I didn't like the people being lost.
Yeah.
And stuff like this. So like, yeah, so stuff like that. When it came to Star Wars and everything, I had zero interest in it because I was like, nope, they're in a different land. They're away from their family. And you know what? Growing up too, like now it's different. Obviously I'm an adult, but I can remember being a kid and I would always hate the middle of movies. I loved the beginning when it was just a movie about nothing, of like this happy family and these things happened. And then whenever there was conflict and they had to like resolve the conflict, I hated it. I had so much like angst watching these movies, like Disney movies, whatever. And then at the end, when everything was solved, I was happy again. But like the middle of all movies growing up, I hated. I was like, why can't we just have a movie where I watch Littlefoot and his mom doesn't die? And they're just happy.
Well, or I can still remember. Yeah, I can remember watching The Land Before Time and literally bawling my eyes out. And then the funny thing is that for whatever reason, I tended to, even as a kid, gravitate more towards, Labyrinth, favorite movie ever. And Beetlejuice, definitely. Like those were my movies.
I liked Beetlejuice because I was a bit older when I watched it.
Yeah. So like I was like 5 when it came out. I loved that movie from the time that but again, I don't know. I mean, realistically, I watch it now and I'm just like, wow, that wasn't appropriate.
Isn't that the one where who's in it?
Michael Keaton.
Labyrinth.
Oh, David Bowie.
Right. Okay. So isn't that the one?
Totally appropriate.
But doesn't David Bowie steal a baby?
Yeah, he's the Goblin King.
Yeah, I can't. You like as a child, I would have watched that. Like that is like crippling anxiety for me. And I'm not an anxious person, and I wasn't an anxious child. But like even watching that as an adult, I'm like, put that baby back. What are you doing?
Still love that movie.
I have issues with it. No.
Despite the fact
riled up.
Right. Despite the fact that Bowie was in full on friggin' like spandex leotard. It was unfortunate, but anyway.
But equally good.
Fucking Bowie. Loved him.
I think Scarlett would love stuff like that. She has got a nervousness. She's got like this very timidness, like nervousness. She doesn't like a lot of like raw, scary things. But she was obsessed with, it's not on Netflix anymore, but the whole time it was Elmo and Grouchland. And
Yeah.
I remember watching it with her over and over and over and over and thinking this would have been my nightmare as a child. Like,
Right.
this movie, like he loses his blankie. First of all, like the beginning of the movie where they're washing his blanket and stuff, I'm like, that could have been the whole movie for me. Right.
Right.
But then he loses his blanket in Grouchland and he travels through like Oscar's trash can and goes to Grouchland. And then there's this enemy and like it's a different place and he's trying to get his blankie back and he's by himself. And like I'm watching it thinking my kid's gonna hate this. And she loves it. Like she's obsessed with it. And I'm like, I don't know. It scares me. I'm watching it going, me at her age, I would not have done well with this movie.
Probably at Scarlett's age, maybe a little bit afterwards, even like once Harper hit like 3. Favorite movie that she had, Coraline. Fucking obsessed with Coraline, which you've never seen it. Let me just say, terrifying. Technically, you would find it terrifying, and especially if you had been a child, because it's like the premise of the whole movie. I mean, it's a Tim Burton movie, so
there you go.
Right. So clearly, my dark sensibilities have rubbed off on my children, I guess. I don't know.
Harper loves scary movies.
She does, right? And so does Cole. Like Ethan's a fan as well. Like they clearly get it from me.
But see, I love horror movies myself. But like there's something about like these in a
creepy
different
children's movie.
Well, the in a different realm is always what I hated. Like I didn't like these sci-fi, like not in reality movies.
Right. Gotcha.
Like, throw somebody in a tent and have Jason come along, like stab him to death or pick up the tent and fucking throw it at a tree. I was all game for that. I was watching horror movies as a kid.
Yeah. So you're okay with a slasher film, but not.
Scream. I couldn't like that was, I was so excited to watch that. I was in like grade 4. Could not wait to watch it. Was a little afraid after, but still loved it. That was my beginning of my love for horror movies. But like these sci-fi fantasy movies still freaked me out.
You should really watch Coraline. It's literally
I might
and see if Scarlett likes it.
You know what? I've never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas because when that came out, I was like 6. And when that came out, I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Right. Well, it seemed like it was scary.
It's probably a good call on mom's part because of the types of movies that I didn't like.
Yeah.
But I remember being really upset because she wouldn't let me watch it. And like that was one I wanted to see.
Right.
But instead but then want Alice in Wonderland, and I'd be like, get the fuck out of my house, mom.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah. But then our friend Selena watched The Nightmare Before Christmas there a couple of weeks ago. She was like, I had to see what all the rage was. And she was just like, there's so much music and it's stupid. Turn it on that way. Yeah. So, if you're not into musicals, that's not the way to go.
No. There's so many movies that I wasn't allowed to see when I was a kid that I really need to like get into now. Like there's something about Mary. I've only always seen bits and pieces of this movie because I wasn't allowed to watch it when it came out.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I've only as an adult, I guess I just never took the time to sit down and really watch it. Although I've seen American Pie. That's one of my favorite movies.
So good. Yeah.
So.
But there's something about Mary. So good.
I'm going to have to go back and watch it. This is what
you have to watch it. Yeah.
You know what? You would cringe at the list of movies that I've never seen. Like listeners, you guys listening, send me in good movies to watch. They don't have to be raunchy, but like send us a list of like your favorite movies because I'll tell you right now, I've never seen Shawshank Redemption. That's the one I get a gasp from. I started with it.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Green Mile.
Oh my gosh.
Like I've seen pieces of these movies, but like never fully. I've never seen like classic amazing movies that everybody loves. I haven't seen a lot of them. I've rewatched The Office probably 11 times from start to finish. I've rewatched Bridesmaids a dozen times. Do you know what I mean? I love comedies. I'll find a good comedy and I'll just keep rewatching it. And I do like a drama or like a thriller. It's just I won't make the time for them as much.
Yeah, I don't know. Like realistically, I'm in a situation where it's like it's October, which really just means that I watch at least a horror movie
Yeah.
a day.
Well, we're really
That has to happen.
into American Horror Story right now. So I didn't realize, I thought American Horror Stories
Right?
was the 10th season of American Horror Story.
I didn't know either. It's not.
And it's good because American Horror Stories is not as good as American Horror Story. It's more
Yeah.
like comedy horror.
Yeah, it's more, it's like punchy horror kind of thing. Like there's funny little bits and pieces to it. But
Yeah.
I like that they're like little shorts.
It's not really like scary. Like, and a lot of
Oh
it's
gosh, no.
stupid. And I think
Yeah.
that the idea, I think that that's
Mhm.
the goal with those shorts is that like it's supposed to be a little bit more kitsch.
Yeah.
But this season, don't spoil it because I think I'm on
I
episode.
haven't watched it. I haven't watched any of it.
It's so far, it's my favorite season yet.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to
Well,
start
aside
watching.
from Asylum, because Asylum is the season to be beat. Of all the
I just
seasons,
love
I
it.
haven't seen them all. I
No,
Asylum is my favorite. I liked Murder House. I
I
didn't
love
watch
Murder
Heaven.
House.
I didn't see the circus one.
Freak Show?
watched what one?
You didn't watch Freak Show?
No, I never watched Freak Show. I also never watched the first one with Lady Gaga in it about the hotel.
Oh my god, that was fucking amazing.
Never saw that one. Loved Roanoke.
Yeah, so good.
Loved Roanoke. Hated Apocalypse.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one.
I liked Apocalypse for the first like couple episodes. I was like, this is going to be a really good season. And then I was like, this is a terrible season. Is it 1987?
1984.
1984. I thought that was fantastic.
I love that one.
And this one here is up there with Asylum for me. Like we're like 4 episodes in or something. I think there's 8 episodes done.
Yeah.
Or 9 or something. And we just started watching them this weekend. And I even said to my husband tonight, I was like, do you want to watch an episode of Horror Story? And I was like, damn it, I gotta fucking talk to Crystal.
Right? Sucks.
But yeah, no, I'm really liking the season.
I haven't watched it yet. I watched all of the American Horror Stories, but and I was literally on the very last episode and realized that there was a whole season happening, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Legit same. Like last weekend, we were like, oh, this isn't the 10th season. This is just this bonus thing on Disney Plus that is cool, but like, where's my season? So that's went on the hunt for like, okay, let's watch this current season. Let's try to get up to date. So anyway, it's really good. It's called Double Feature. So what I'm thinking, because the very first one is called The Red Tide. So I said to my husband, I'm like, I think what they're doing, I think it's going to be 1 season, 2 stories.
Yeah, I think that's what the plan was. I did watch the trailer for it, but the best thing that I love about American Horror Story trailers is that they don't give, like, you watch trailers now and it's like they give away almost the entire fucking movie.
Always.
In like, right? And I'm just like, well, why do I have to go and watch a movie now? You just told me everything that happened.
I've seen it. Although, side note, while we're talking, I also loved the season Cult.
Oh yes, that was a good one too. That was a good one.
And I just would like to point out, I think the reason that I like this season so much is because Evan Peters is back and Sarah Paulson, and like a lot of the main cast from the first couple of seasons is in this one, and it's just so good.
Yeah, I'm very excited
with the new additions.
Yeah, but they always throw in 1 or 2 new people. I heard Macaulay Culkin's in it, so
good.
Yeah,
he's really good in it.
Yeah. Which I think he'll do really well in it. I'm going to be honest with you.
That's Crystal.
Sounds like a fucking horror story in here.
Speaking of horror stories,
right? Yeah. He was cute as a kid in Home Alone, but shit went downhill.
He's fitting in very nicely in this.
Oh, I bet.
I gotta say, but it's just, for me, I'm just happy to watch Evan Peters on screen again, because I think that actor is a fucking genius.
He's so good. And I tell you what else he was really good in was, did you watch Mayor of Easttown?
No.
Oh, so good on Crave. It's got him and Rose from Titanic. Rose from Titanic. Whatever the fuck her name is.
No.
You know.
No. I can picture her, but I don't know the name.
Son of a bitch. What's her name? Kate Winslet.
Yes, but what's it about? What's the show about?
Kate Winslet is a detective, and actually, so is Evan Peters. He comes in as a detective from, say, like a neighboring area. Mm-hmm. And anyway, there's a couple of murders that happen or whatever, and they're trying to solve the murder, but it's a very small town. So like literally everybody knows everybody. So you would think that everybody would know who did what. But anyway, it's a very, very detailed.
I think I would like that because I love Evan Peters, but you are forgetting about his most iconic role.
What one?
His best role to date was Michael Scott's nephew on The Office.
No, I didn't even see him in that.
Oh, I'm going to send you that clip.
Why you to?
Very iconic role. He's Michael Scott's nephew, and Michael hires him to come in and be the new intern. And it's not nepotism because it's actually it's reverse nepotism if he doesn't hire him just because he's his nephew. But he didn't want to tell anybody he was his nephew because he wanted to wait and hear about how good he was. And then he was going to say, well, it's in the genes, and he was going to be wearing jeans, but they all ruined it because they didn't like him.
Right. Gotcha.
I need you to go watch. I need you to just, okay. I'm not getting into this with you on the pod again.
Can't do it.
You'll like The Office sooner or later. So I think we trailed off a little bit.
Yeah. Shocker.
I think this is a good place to shut her down.
Yeah. I also have to go watch American Horror Story and tell those children to go to bed. So there's that.
Yeah, we've got shit to do now.
Yeah.
We've got shit to do. So
what day of the week is it?
This is Tuesday.
Okay.
This is Friday. This is Friday, listeners. Don't panic, listeners. You got your whole weekend ahead of you. We're recording on a Tuesday, but you will hear us Friday morning. I'm assuming you're downloading us the second you wake up, because
like you would.
Why not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. If you're still listening, send us some movie suggestions. If you're a random text message guy or girl, send us your story. The people want to know. The people want to know.
We need to fill in the holes.
Yeah. And other than that, Crystal will keep us posted on Instagram with all of her amazing running activities. She's got the Telly Tin coming up on Halloween, actually, in a couple of weeks. So
yeah,
posted on that. And I will keep posting pictures of my chocolate bars.
Yeah. And if anybody would like to volunteer to take my children around trick-or-treating Halloween, because I won't be able to walk, that would be great.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to go around with my own bag and take Scarlett out, and I'll be like, candy tax for mom. So
yeah,
this is her first. Well, I mean, it's going to be the grandparents' houses and home. Like, yeah, let's be real. But next year, candy.
Right.
All right. On that note, thank you for following along with us, everybody. We love talking to you. We love that you're listening to us. And we're going to dance our way out. So remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, download, all the things. Tell your friends about us. Keep watching and come back next week. Bye.
Bye.